We've got a good one on Sunday Night Football. The San Francisco 49ers going on the road to take on their NFC West division rival Seattle Seahawks. Folks, if you love defense, you are going to love this game. The Niners lead the NFL in points allowed. They are second in total defense, first in points allowed. Seattle, third in total defense, and second in points allowed. So we get to see the NFL's top two defenses here, at least in terms of points allowed. These offenses, very similar. They both like to run the football, both led by young, inexperienced quarterbacks in Colin Kaepernick and Russell Wilson. But both of those quarterbacks have been very impressive this year. The Niners are 4-1 since Kaepernick has taken over as a starter, and he's really added an element of explosiveness to that offense that seemed to be lacking when Alex Smith was there. And Russell Wilson. I mean, I know most of the talk for Rookie of the Year this year has centered around Andrew Luck and Robert Griffin III, but maybe that's unfair to Russell Wilson. This guy has been spectacular. The Seahawks have been playing great football lately. They currently sit at 9-5. They've won their last two games by a combined score of 108-17. They're the first team since the 1950 New York Giants, I believe. I want to say it's the Giants. I know they're the first team since 1950 to score 50 points in back-to-back games. And thing is, the offense isn't the strength of this team. The Seattle Seahawks' strength is their defense, and their offense has really been rolling lately. So, hey, we expect a great game here. San Francisco has been one of the best teams in the NFL throughout the season. They picked up a road win in New England last week, almost an impossible thing to do in December. That being said, not sure the Niners should be favored here on the road in Seattle. Seattle is the single best home team in the NFL. They're 6-0 at home this year. They've covered all 6 times. And it's not like, they feasted on weak competition at home. They've beaten teams like New England, Green Bay, the Dallas Cowboys. Seattle has played some good teams in their building. They've won every game. They've covered every time. They are just rolling right now. And, hey, I do lean towards the Seahawks in this game. I am now fully on the Seattle bandwagon after what I've seen over the last couple of weeks. And even though I'm very impressed with what San Francisco does, no question about it, and I do wonder just how Seattle's going to move the ball in this game. I think this game could turn out very similar to their first game in San Francisco when the Niners won 13-6. And we do see a low total here. The total is 39 on BETDAQ. San Francisco a 1-point favorite, as we said. So I have concern for the Seattle offense. How exactly are they going to score? But Seattle is at home here with that defense going up against Colin Kaepernick. Because even though Kaepernick, as we said, he's been great, he's added some explosiveness to that offense. If you've seen him week after week, he still seems to be on the verge of turning the ball over. The one loss they've had since he's been at quarterback was against the St. Louis Rams. If you remember, that was because of an errant option pitch there at the end of that game. The Rams, they could not score on offense. They scored a safety in that game and then a defensive touchdown when Kaepernick, like I said, it was a bad option pitch deep in their own end. Janoris Jenkins scooped it up and scored. So I don't know. Kaepernick concerns me. Even watching the game last week against the New England Patriots, seems like he fumbled a couple of snaps. There was a couple of things in there. I know he provides more than what Alex Smith does in terms of explosiveness and playmaking ability, but I'm not sure he's going to hang on to the ball, and I have a feeling that Colin Kaepernick might cost San Francisco 49ers a game at some point the rest of this season. Let's hope for their sake that it's this week and not in the playoffs. I do like Seattle this week, as I said. Love what they've been doing lately. Love the way they play at home. I think they're going to be ready for their division rival after losing a tough 13-6 game early in the year. I think they probably feel insulted and disrespected that San Francisco is a favorite in their building, given how well they've played in that building this year. They probably think, what have they done to prove that they're a better team than us, aside from squeaking by us early in the year in a game that was really nip and tuck. If you remember that San Francisco-Seattle game, I believe it was a Thursday night, a hard-fought defensive struggle. We expect the same type of game on Sunday. So like I said, I do lean towards Seattle +1 here, and I also have a lean towards under 39.